I said, I mean, at the end it's kill or be killed. I know, like if he has been hurt at any point, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, it's just my job, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, training and drilling, these last couple weeks, and finish off these next six, as best as we can, so I could go under come fight night and still retain the title.
All right, guys.
Yeah, Manny Barrios is younger. He's younger. He's big. He's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. I mean, in my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories. He shouldn't.
If Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time, whatever. He didn't look good against Yordenis Ugas, and that was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least. It's meaningless because if Barrios wins, he's never going to fight a Boots Ennis. If Pacquiao wins, he's not going to fight anybody ever again. So I'm kind of indifferent to
what happens when a famous boxer goes back into the ring. But the specialists aren't sure he'll be able to get out. As Manny Pacquiao gets ready to come back, the focus has been on his legacy, excellence, and history. But there's a dangerous side to this narrative as well. Some people who work there think this isn't a comeback. It's a chance for an upset. Mario Barrios' younger, more active, hungry, and worried voice joins the others. Tim Bradley, a former champion and ESPN analyst, is the only one. People in the boxing world pay attention when Bradley talks, and what he sees in this fight might shock you.
But I'm not afraid to say my heart would be with Manny because of all the things I just said. Not against Barrios. I'm not against Barrios. Barrios is a special guy. But Manny is one of a kind. And I would not bet. I wouldn't be shocked to see him do something that is very, very, could be, very unlikely that at 46 years of age that he could do this.
People know Teddy Atlas for being brutally honest and fiercely objective. So when he stands next to Manny Pacquiao and speaks not with doubt but with respect, it indicates something. At this moment, Atlas isn't warning of aging. He's enjoying what's left of fire, the experience, the precise footwork that most boxers never learn, let alone master. He doesn't forecast victory outright, but he makes it plain if anyone can pull this off at 4-5, it's Manny. To hear that from a man like Teddy, it's not just commentary, it's validation.
What's up, y'all? Showtime, Shawn Porter here, sharing my favorite Manny Pacquiao moment. And I think that I have a rare Manny Pacquiao moment because there aren't too many people that get a chance to spar with the legend. And I didn't know much about Manny before the very first time I sparred with him. I think that was 2014. I, got on YouTube, checked him out, learned some quick things about him. Still didn't really know him. They flew me out to the Philippines, myself and my dad. We've done international stuff before. Cool, no problem. Go to the gym, meet with Freddie Roach. I had met him before in LA. Everything's normal. Didn't get a chance to meet Manny until the first day that we sparred. Manny comes over, he says some things to Freddie, don't know what he says to him, and Freddie calls me over, and I come over to meet Manny, and I go to shake Manny's hand, and he's just like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" "All right." And Freddie says, "This is your sparring partner." And Manny looked at me like, okay, this is going to be fun. And I was just kind of like shocked, like nobody's ever treated me like getting in the ring with me wasn't a big deal. Getting in the ring with me is always a big deal. And so like now I can't like shake this off that has no care in the world about getting in the ring with me, So I get in the ring and I just try to go through the same movements, the same, normal steps that I always go through. And we get in the ring and spar. And I'm facing my corner and I'm talking to my dad before the bell rings. The bell rings. I turn around to, take a step towards the center of the ring to, touch gloves and start the sparring. And it was like this just moment comes over me. I'm like, you're sparring Manny Pacquiao. And I was like in a daze for like the first 10 seconds. And he caught me with a good straight left hand. Like before the first minute of the first round, he caught me with a straight left hand and like woke me up. And I was like, that dude got some power. And then we were off to the races. So that's my favorite Manny Pacquiao moment. And I do believe that Manny Pacquiao is going to beat Mario Barrios. I just think that Manny, even at his age, I know that's the thing that everyone's talking about. That's the common theme here is, can the old man beat the young man? I think the old man is always going to be too much until he hangs up the gloves. So.
Shawn Porter doesn't play favorites. He appreciates the fight. And in Mario Barrios, he sees a problem that Pacquiao may no longer be qualified to solve. Height, reach, time. Barrios provides a physical tool set that's hard to counter, especially for a 45-year-old returning from years of inactivity. Porter's take isn't just about athleticism. It's about rhythm. Barrios has it. He's been active, sharp, and in the trenches. Meanwhile, Pacquiao is walking into the unknown. For Porter, this fight is tighter than many believe, and Barrios might well be the one pushing the pace. Amir Khan has shared a ring with Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios ahead of the pair's forthcoming world title battle. He stated, "I think it would be a terrific fight, but if I was to counsel Manny, I wouldn't recommend to come back. You should come back to someone that's already retired. Someone like me, for example, because then it's an even struggle. But when you look at a young fighter who's still a fighter, who's still fighting, who's active, sometimes it's dangerous." Amir Khan didn't whisper his warning. He said it loud enough for the boxing world to hear. Barrios is younger, fresher. It's a perilous struggle for Manny. Coming from a boxer who's lived through the highs and severe lows of professional boxing, those words hit differently. Khan knows speed. He knows the timing. His message wasn't insulting. It was a concern. A call to acknowledge that Barrios isn't here to play sparring partner to a legend. Is coming to alter the story.
I hope Vada's in the damn building. I'm saying it over and over and over. I hope Vada's in the damn building. Yeah, shoot, no doubt about it. Wait, think about this. 16 years younger. Man, 6-inch height advantage. Damn, 4-inch reach advantage. Got some power, steady feet. Got some steady feet to be able to counterpunch effectively.
Tim Bradley doesn't hype fighters. He breaks them down. And in Barrios's, he sees more than a challenger. He sees a finisher. Bradley's issue isn't about Pacquiao's legacy. It's about his timing. After years away from the ring, Manny's legs, reflexes, and chin could all face a major test. And Barrios, with his swift jab, tireless body work, and crushing right hand, is exactly the kind of boxer who can transform nostalgia into regret. When Bradley admits retirement might follow this fight, it's not disrespect, it's realism, and it makes Barrios' danger feel a lot more genuine.
They always say you're only as good as your last performance, right? But that being said, you know, at the end of the day, that's why they make the fights. You know, Marquez wasn't supposed to knock out Pacquiao that night. He did it. You know, Foreman wasn't supposed to beat Michael Moore that night. He did it. That's why you make the fight. So when they say he's the weakest of the champions, I don't know what that means or how they perceive it. But at the end of the day, when you get in the ring, Mario Barrios can punch. He's proven, you know, he hurt Keith Thurman in the fight. Obviously, Keith Thurman beat us, you know, decisively, but we did hurt him in the fight. And if Mario gets an opportunity to hurt Pacquiao like he did Thurman, as long as he jumps on it, whether that could be Norman or anybody, whether it's Boots Henderson, anybody, all it takes in this sport is one punch, and people forget that. And the one thing about Mario Barrios, he can't punch with both hands.
Bob Santis isn't merely a trainer. He's the voice in Barrios during every gritty round, every late night run. And when he speaks, he makes it obvious they are not treating this like a showcase. They are treating it like war. To Santis, Pacquiao's laurels don't matter after the bell rings. What matters is preparation, pressure, and purpose. They are not coming in to survive the tale. They are coming to bury it. And if that's genuinely their thinking, then Pacquiao may be fighting a younger version of himself with none of the nostalgia and all of the fury.
Well, see, the thing is that's what a lot of boxing, you know, former fighters, experts, I could say, are picking Pacquiao. but I think most of them are going by, you know, the opponent. Barrios being probably the least dangerous welterweight out there. But Barrios is young, big, strong.
When a trainer of champions selects Barrios over a legend like Pacquiao, the repercussions are seismic. Robert Garcia doesn't say this lightly. He values discipline, timing, and conditioning. But even more, he cherishes realism. Hearing him say, at 46, that's too much, isn't disrespectful. It's clarity. To Garcia, Barrios' youth and activity are not variables. Their advantages is quiet but firm. The fight may look historic for Pacquiao, but from a corner it feels like an opportunity, and for one of the most regarded trainers in boxing. That belief alone becomes a prediction. Done. So now the table is set. The experts have spoken, not all in accord, but all with conviction, from Hall of Famers to professional trainers. That belief alone becomes a prediction. So now the table is set. The experts have spoken, not all in agreement, but all with conviction. From Hall of Famers to elite trainers, they see what we all feel. This isn't simply a quarrel. It's an exam for Barrios. It's the chance to carve his name into history by toppling a titan. For Pacquiao, it's one more march into the fire. One last attempt to prove that excellence doesn't age. It evolves, but only the ring will speak the final truth. Because in boxing, predictions are noise.